Welcome back, guys. We're going to dig into box number 2 on the east side. There's a lot more bees, so let's see how far we can get. Let's go. All right, we're still over here on the east side. We're going to take a look at this nice hive right here that's got 2 supers on it. Just going to kind of check the honey, look for swarm cells, just see how she's doing. They're all over my crimson clover. You can see I got quite a bit right there in front of them, and they're all over the stuff. So they got some nice resources. Let's see what they're doing. All right. Bye-bye beetle. Appears to be doing great because I don't see any beetles. All right. The top box is, looks like it's built out. And we got 3 frames, 3 frames that are built out pretty good, and they're working on the others. The next box, which already had some capped honey in it, there's a frame that we moved into there when I moved one up, and they hadn't touched it. Frame next to it's built out completely. That frame's getting built out pretty good. The other new frame next to it's got nothing going on. The next frame is being built out quite well. And the new frame next to it is about half built out. And here's the big frame. It's built way out. You can see all the white comb on that. Both sides built out real well past the bars, so it'll be nice and easy to harvest. It is completely full of honey, but it's nothing capped yet. Slide that one over a little bit. Now I've got 9 frames in a box for the honey supers, so they can build the frames out nice and big. Get a lot more honey out of the box that way. It's a lot easier to harvest too. See, quite a bit of build out on the frames. And the funny thing is, the frame over here next to the wall is quite well built out. So I'm gonna put that one back. Get these frames spaced a little bit, and then we'll go down into the brood chamber and see how things are going. These things take a little bit of getting used to how to use them. Nice heavily stainless steel. It'll last longer than I will. All right, so now we got honey super and the double deeps. There we go. Oop. Hate when I do that. And you see this, they'll build honey down on that excluder. All right, my goodness. This deep has, they've built up the wax on the sides of these frames. So they're almost merged. So we may not do as much of an inspection as I want. We may just tip the box up and look underneath. Yeah, deep frame of capped honey. You tilt that back down some more. This is all new capped honey. And a little nectar in the middle. Bee bread, nectar. They're doing good. This hive got off to a pretty slow start, but it looks like it's doing all right now. Oops, get those too close together. See, plate frame of honey, both sides. So they're bringing the nectar in. They're just putting it in the deep, which I don't want, but the bees do what they want, not what we want. Okay. There's a frame that's half honey. Bottom side's barely drawn out. Some bee bread, a lot of nectar. Okay, there we have some brood surrounded by honey. Some fairly new larvae, but there's what we like. It is a bunch of capped brood intermixed with nectar, which means they're not moving the nectar up in the top box as much as they should, and they're running out of space, but she's still laying up as much as she can. So I think she's doing good. Figure we're going to have a lot more brood than that. But don't you love how calm these girls are? I mean, they're not flying around at all. I mean, they're nice and calm, even though I'm not just always real smooth in picking up these boxes. Frames, moving around. A bunch of older brood there, mixed with bee bread and nectar. Larvae, 2 or 3 days old. Nice little group over here. Not worried about the pattern as much, because between every cell there's nectar or bee bread, and all the way around it she's got larvae. So She's doing a good job. She's just facing a crowded box. And I have not seen swarm cells. Okay, now I've got a couple of bees that are buzzing me. But as long as I've had it open, these could be robber bees that are showing up. I haven't really had a problem with robber bees. There's too much nectar going down. Too much nectar flow. All right, quite a bit of brood there, intermixed with honey and larvae. Both sides. There's a cup that could have been a drone cell, but it's been chewed out. All right, I'm gonna go to the rest of these on this box, and I'm gonna leave it alone because I have not seen any queen cells. That one chewed out, I think, was a drone cell that was, and they got rid of it. Yeah, they're coming in and climbing up now, trying to find that other honey super. Yeah, good brood on that. She's doing great. And there's lots of brood all the way around. Same on the other side. There's no queen cells. They're happy with her. So I'm just going to stop right there. There's no need of going any further. We know it's queen right. They're producing. She's still dropping a lot of eggs. So this queen hive got off to a slow start. It has done a good recovery, and it's making honey. So I wish most of it wasn't in the brood box, because harvesting deep frames is a lot of work. They're kind of heavy. But you know, if they don't lay any brood in it, then I may pull some of it. I won't pull all of it because they need food to live on over the winter. So I'm gonna leave that one against the wall. That makes it easier. Put this frame back. All right, so hive number 2 on the east side is doing really good. We can put the queen excluder back down there. Put these 2 honey supers on there and get these girls back to work. It's a little low population still for this time of year, but it's good. It's going to make some honey. It may not make a lot, but it's making honey. Now, I'm beginning to believe that these bye-bye beetles are definitely working great, because I'm not seeing beetles. I don't know that I saw one in this box. So there we go. East side is done. Let's head on out to the other side and see what we can find on the west side. All right, we're over here on the west side fixing to dig into these 2 boxes. They are quite active. Right at the moment, there's a little bit of orientation flight going on, but it's pretty much calmed down a little bit right now. So I'm gonna dig into these boxes. See how many queen cells we can find today. Now the top box was the brood box. This is the one that I took the split out of and then did a demarray on. So we're going to check today and see if we got queens in the top or any other box. Because if you remember, if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I never did find the queen. So I kind of split them. Well, I did take a split off of them and then went ahead and shook all the bees down and tried to do a demarray. But okay, we got lots of bees in the top box. And I know you can't see that. That's the top box. We got lots of bees in there. Do some adjusting. All right. There you can see them beautiful bees. Let's see if I can make them mad now. I did the other two hives earlier, and they weren't too concerned, so figured I'd go ahead and try this side. Now this box has got a gap in the back, which means they've got an upper entrance facing me, but as soon as we get this top box off, that'll go away. All right. Let's see how they're doing. Okay. Nothing on that frame. Absolutely nothing on that frame. They're building out a little on this side. Let's get my frame stand up there. All right, next frame they're building out. This is an old brood, the old brood chamber. All right, a fresh frame that they've built out quite a bit. The back side they've got capped honey on, but it's still mostly empty. That one's a lot of honey in it. I can tell because it's heavy. But this side has almost nothing in it. The bottom half of it's barely built out. The top half of it's full of honey, and they're capping it. The back side is where the weight is. I don't know if you can get a glimpse, but there's a lot of honey in that back frame. And no brood. Okay, we've got come on, move out of my way. I know you were there first. All right, So we've got some old cap brood there. And they're back filling it with nectar. Some old brood there that's almost all. Now, we've got a very long queen cell right there. But the bottom of it's missing. But it has a larva in it. So we're not going to worry about what it was going to be, because we don't want a queen up there. And that may have been their last attempt to make a queen up in the top box. But that's okay too. Okay, there's no eggs, no larvae, just this old cap brood that should be coming out pretty quick. I have to smoke them down a little bit again. This hive was the one that wasn't the massive hive because there were so many bees in it. And I took a bunch out into that split. But there were like 10, 12 frames of capped brood. So you really can't tell the numbers were reduced. Can tell that there's no queen in the top though. All I've got is where they're putting nectar in the frame. The rest of the frames are empty. Oops, I need some light. Nope, just some pollen and some very old cap cells. Thought I saw some eggs and larvae in the bottom of that one. That would ruin my thoughts real quick. They're still pretty calm, so, you know, doing the dim ray seems to work pretty good. I mean, they will, if they have eggs, they'll build a new queen. That girl just won't get out of my way. But there's no eggs or larvae in this top box. Well, they don't want me to have that frame. And I'm pulling it out whether they like it or not. All right, some more old cap brood. Some on the back. Half dozen empty queen cups because there's no queen. There's a drone hatching. But the good news is, since I'm seeing absolutely no signs of eggs or larvae, we don't have a queen up here. There's not a doubt. Same as before. A few capped brood that haven't emerged yet. A couple of normal queen cups. They're putting some nectar up. See a lot more capped brood on this next one. It may have had a lot of larvae on it. when I moved it up are a lot of eggs that I didn't see. Because I have quite a bit of problems with seeing eggs, so I miss them. But on a demeray, you don't want to move eggs and larvae up to the top because they'll run you to death making queens. All right, this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of brood, older brood there, a lot of older brood on there. And since they've been separated for 2 weeks, there's a bunch of nurse bees fixing to pop out. No queen cells. There's a drone that's hatching right on the bottom of that frame. He's smoke blew up in my face. He's coming out right now. Nice and white and fuzzy. So you can tell they're brand new, but since he's still halfway out of the hole, that's dead giveaway. All right, we'll go ahead and put him back in there. He's still a little young to be out here. And it is almost 80 degrees. I know a lot of y'all in the north would love to have some of my heat. And it's getting pretty warm down here. Okay. There's a empty frame. Some purple-eyed drones. I want to see if I can get them. You can see them right here. They're purple-eyed drones. And they may have mites on them or something. There's a reason why they're sticking out of the front comb that way. They may be fixing to remove them. We don't have any way of knowing. My girls have shown some Varroa resistance where they'll uncap and recap cells to get rid of to kill the Varroa. And I see several purple eyes sticking out. So don't know what the deal is. They may be dead and they're pulling them out. And they may be infested with Varroa and they're uncapping them. But they will take care of them. If they're infested or diseased or whatever, they'll pull them out of the cells and then drag them out the front of the hive. So bees are real good about keeping their hive clean of dead bees. Oh my goodness. That is so heavy. Way up there, I can't pick it up. It is all nectar. They're capping some of it, but on this side, I can't get it down there. There we go. It's all nectar. It's packed. So, we do not have a queen in the top. Good news. The last of our brood is hatching. Good news. The only bad part is they're backfilling it with honey, and that's what they will do on a demeray as well. Because it's the top box, they'll carry that honey all the way up to the top. All right, so we're good there. And what I need to do now is move this heavy box off so I can move on down. Come on, get back up in there. There you go. Whew. Yes, that was heavy. Okay, the top honey box. Okay, we have frames that they're doing a good job of building out. And we have lots of bees up here. So we can keep it going. Look at them bees. Bring you back down a little bit. Alrighty. Now then, this is the bottom honey super. And since it's mostly built out, I will swap it with the top honey super. So when the bees are coming in from the bottom, they'll have to go through the one that's not full yet, and they'll build it out. There's so many bees. Let's see. These frames are all built out to the edge. I need to get on the internet and order me a frame grabber. Really do. All right. We have outside frame, has tons of honey in it. It's almost completely built out. And I just want to look at a couple of these because it doesn't matter. Come on. Oh, that one's heavy. I love it. Completely full, built out to the rim. Just a nice. Only thing it'd be better is if it was capped. But they're working on that. Okay. Every frame in this is built out well because I used 9 frames in a box, in a 10 frame box, and they'll build it out really thick, put lots of honey in it, and then when you get ready to harvest it, it's pretty easy to cut the cappings off. Then you got lots of cappings. All right, let's get them back down in the box. Oops, gonna break them loose. You're in my way, girl. Alrighty. Look at all them bees. Make sure my queen is not on there, because she'll flip around to the top side and ruin all my honey. Okay, this box is packed. I mean, it is wall-to-wall bees. It don't look as much on the camera, but all I want to do is tip it up and look for queen cells. Okay. You see any queen cells? All right. So they're building comb on the bottoms of the frames. Which only means that they're healthy and they've run out of room. And I can inspect the brood, the larvae that are in this for Varroa, and kind of see how the Varroa population might be in the box. Okay. All right. No sign whatsoever. A little queen cup, but there's nothing in it. So they're not even considering swarming. Which is good. Bees. Now then, they've got a few thousand bees here on the inside of the box, on the outside of the box. But this box is really packed. And what I think I'm going to do, so what I'm doing is, now that the top box that I separated out is almost completely hatched out, there's a lot of empty space, and I want to put it back on the bottom, and then the queen can move back in and start laying in it again. As soon as I figure out how I'm going to pick up this box, there's so many bees all over it. Yeah, I'm going to kill a few because they're just everywhere. That always helps. Okay. Now things start piling back into that box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them settle down for a few minutes. And then I'll put the honey supers back on it. Okay, I took the top box that almost all of the brood had hatched out on. Still had tons of empty space. Did have a lot of honey in it, but because of the population in this box, they needed more room. So I put that box on the bottom and moved the heavily populated brood box with the queen up to the second box. So now she'll have plenty of room. There were no queen cells, but now she has plenty of room to lay. I put the two honey boxes back on top for them to finish, putting the near empty one on the bottom, so they'll have to go through it to the top one, which means they'll start filling it out as well. And then when I see that they've got it about 80% filled out, I can put some more honey supers on top. And that's how the season rolls. As soon as these clears down a little bit, I'll get into the next box. So keep watching.